on the task at hand tonight and kind of address the idea that anything else is part of tonight's game?
Yeah, it's a hockey game and it's a big 2 points. We're a point behind them in a very tight Pacific division, so these points are absolutely huge.
We talked to Zach yesterday, and he seems pretty aware that, taking penalties, trying to get some sort of retribution or hurting his team in some way, that he seems pretty focused in that way to not let those things happen.
Well, Cass is a pro, and he's been around a long time, and he picks his spots, and he knows that winning the game is way more important.
Connor's the mindset more of the ball is in Calgary's court because Cassian did what he had to do last game. He ended up getting suspended, so there's no pressure on him to really do anything now.
Ultimately, it's a hockey game, and we're going to try and go out there and play hockey, and that's the main focus. So, I know that nothing's planned in this room or anything like that. We're not looking for anything like that. So, if they have something up their sleeve, then that's on them, and we're trying to focus on the game.
What do you make of just all the hype kind of leading up to this game? The head of player safety is going to be here tonight, George Barron's. A lot of talk about this for a long time.
Yeah, I understand that, and it's good for the fans, and it's something for the media to write about, and it's all good stuff. So it's going to be an exciting game. It always is when these two teams face off, and it's a tight division, and these are two teams that are right in the middle of it, and it should be exciting.
This break came at sorry, Spec, go ahead.
Fun for you to have some juice in this Battle of Alberta. It hasn't always been this way in your career here. Big crowd matters more now somehow, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's more about the playoffs than anything. I know the fans and everyone want to make it something else, but in this room we're focused on the 2 points and focused on getting a win in a tight division.
Before this break, you guys had righted the ship pretty significantly. I know you hit a little bit of a skid there for a while. What had you rediscovered that was missing, and how much of a concern is it to get right back on that after a long break?
Yeah, we want to get right back to it. Obviously, December was a month that was not good to us, but we found our game back here in January and been on a bit of a good run here. So definitely want to continue that here right after the break. Thanks.
Thanks, Connor.
Agree with we should be talking about this or not? Is it a good thing, and is there some hype here?
It's good for. Obviously, there's been words said, and last game was pretty chippy. So it's good for the game to have one like this. But our first and foremost, all we're worried about tonight is going out there and winning. If anything takes away from our attention to try to get the win, then that's good on them. But our attention needs to be on getting the 2 points.
You guys all supported Zach after last game, the last time this happened. You guys played them. But in talking to him yesterday, you get the sense he's kind of pretty aware that taking more penalties or trying to get some pound of flesh isn't something that can continue to happen or happen again here. It's got to be more focused.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. We don't like them; they don't like us. That's how rivalry is, but I know how tight the standings are right now. They have a focus too, for sure, going into this game that they want to win the game and get the 2 points. That's first and foremost. That's the most important part. I know the fighting and all that is fun to kind of hype up the game. There's a lot of people that probably never been in a fight in their life before hyping it up that way. So it's pretty for us. Our focus is on getting the 2 points.
What is it?
What has to change against them as opposed to the first 2 games? What's really important for you guys to get the result you need?
We got come out and get on the hunt off the hop. We've I feel the last couple of games kind of waded our way into it and given them a lot of opportunities, and they've made them count. So for us, our attention to the start's got to be huge.
Coach, I mean, you guys know the way he can throw it back to teammates and looks out for his teammates. He was part of that in here. How do you think he'll sort of handle a situation like this tonight, where there's lots of tension, but he knows a lot of you guys and has a job to do too? How does he factor in?
He's probably like all the guys in here. Like you put on a different jersey, you play for those guys in that room. He's a guy like that. He's old school. He doesn't care about his past relationships when he gets on the ice, and that's how it is.
Thanks, Arnold. Appreciate it.
Tonight, and the NHL wants their presence to be known. What does that say to you?
Honestly, it has no bearing on how I'm preparing for the game or anyone else is in here. It's just another game as far as we're concerned. So, I mean, it's a big storyline for you guys, but it's a big game for our team and our group in here, and we're focused on that.
Mike, there's 3 points separating the top 5 teams in the Pacific Division. You've been around this league for a long time. Do you remember a playoff race this tight, this late?
This early, I think it's. I mean, to have that many teams in the same division in the mix at Christmas or beyond now is pretty unique, I think, and that doesn't even include Anaheim, San Jose, and LA. So I think those teams are usually in the mix too. So it just goes to show how strong this division is and our conference is, and it's going to be a dogfight right till the end.
I feel like it's a pretty strong understanding that these 2 points are the priority, and that taking penalties to exact revenge or that sort of thing is just not part of what this group is focused on at all tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you watched the game last night, I think Calgary scored 3 power play goals. So the last thing you want to do is go out there and be running around and be in the box all game, because that's not going to solve anything. So I think we've talked about it here. Guys understand where we're at as a group, where we're at in the standings, and the importance of this game. And the last thing you want to do is fuel the fire and be in the box all game. So there's a fine line between playing hard and then being a little bit careless, and I'm sure that'll be walked a little bit tonight.
The other element, like your guys' game dipped for a little while, but then you got it back before the break. You went on a really nice run, and maybe the break came at a bad time for you because you were playing so well. How do you maybe try and recapture that and kick off on the same note that you guys were?
Yeah, I think we did a lot of good things before the break. We changed some things in our game and our systems, and I think our group feels real good where we're at going into break, and it's important that we jump right back into the fight coming out of break. So I think we'll have a lot of energy tonight, and nice to start at home and after the break, and obviously there's no excuse not to get up for this one.
Thanks, Mike. heading into this one? Is it a good thing for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's sure it's a good thing. It's a big game for us, for both teams. So I think that's what's obviously ramped up the battle between us two teams, and look forward to tonight. We lost a couple to them, so we need a big game out of ourselves.
Their power play was going last night. I'm sure with all the talk of subplots and such tonight, you guys are also pretty aware of not wanting to get down and put their power play at work and those sorts of things.
Well, yeah, I think that's any game. I think you never want to give them a chance on the PP, and especially when they're clicking. So we got to stay out of the box. We got to be disciplined and give ourselves a chance to win. So if we're killing penalties all game, that's not the way it's going to be.
Not a lot of players have seen this thing from both sides. Do you notice a difference from one perspective to the other?
Yeah, it's ramped up obviously a lot, but like I said, I think that's just that's points wise, and then obviously a little bit of what's gone on. So it's fun. Everyone enjoys these games. I know the fans do, and I think everyone's pretty excited for tonight.
I don't know if the coach's message is keeping your emotions in check, but is that kind of key to focusing on what the strategy is as far as getting?
Yeah, I think that goes back to not allowing them to go in the power play. I think in any big games, you have to have that playoff mindset. So you never want to go down. So stupid penalties will kill you. And for us, we want to play 5-on-5 and let our power play go to work. So we've built our game here in the last 10 to 12 games, and I like the way we're going. So we want to continue that.
Do you feel like if it's a really physical, emotional game, that you guys, can thrive in that kind of a situation and are built to play that kind of game? Like that's the way that.
Well, that'd be a playoff style atmosphere for sure. It's going to be a playoff style game. I think when we've played these guys, it's one of the fastest games we've played. So we got the team for that, and I think it's just looking forward to getting going here. It's been a long break, and no better way to start it than against Calgary.
You guys seem to get into a good rhythm before the break. What part of your game do you want to build on and try to keep that momentum from prior to the break?
Well, I think I think like I said, we built our game through the last 10 to 12 games, and I think the way we're trending is the right way. So we got a long way to go come playoff time, and we need to continue to grow. So I think it's just all parts of our game: our forecheck, our ability to get on pucks, our ability to shoot pucks, get into the net, get in the areas that help us score goals. And we talk about our 5-on-5 game. That's continuing to get better and get in the plus, and so all the little things that help individuals be better, but help our team to be better as well.
They played last night, so they had a chance to get their legs under them after a break. How do you kind of take away that advantage, or is it even an advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we just have to be ready to go. We've had good practice days, and we just have to have the right mindset. So can't have the mindset coming off break and kind of dip your toe in the water and go from there. We got to be all in right away and be focused and ready. And I think we've learned that over the course of the year, and I think we learned that from the last time we played them at home when they scored 10 seconds into the game. So we'll be ready to go from the drop of the puck.
I deal with what's in our dressing room, not what's on the outside, so I understand the hype and everything, but for us, it's an important game that we need to come out of the break and play well. You know.
Do you even have to tell your guys, keep your emotions in check, or this is an important game? I mean, these guys are fully aware where they are in the standings and how important this is.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked about it as, coming out of our break, this is our playoff stretch, and we're a month ahead of what normally people would talk about a playoff stretch, but you just look at the standings, and every point is so important. You just, it's funny, even this morning you get up, you're looking at scores already that affect you. So our players understand, the urgency of continuing to get points. We're playing well before the break. Our focus is jumping out of the break and continue to play well and see if we can get back playing at the level we were before and build on that and become a playoff team.
Advantage to one team already getting a game in after the break, and you said your first game.
You know what, I thought about that. We tried to scrimmage a little bit yesterday in practice, so you never know. I mean, it probably depends on, you look at St. Louis, they came out of the break, and I thought they played pretty well in Vancouver, and then they ended up not winning that game. They win last night. So, you try to watch what other teams do. St. Louis, they had, was it 3 or 4 guys in the All-Star game. So every team is different. We just, we think we're prepared. We've had 3 practices, so hopefully we're prepared to go out there and play well.
Dave, with Peros being here tonight, is there any sort of communication with him or his department and the teams before this game tonight?
No, I think George has talked to Kenny, and I'm sure he's talked to Brad a few times just about the emotions of last game. But our focus is on just going out and playing well. Like, we understand how all of it gets blown up because of the suspension and the Battle of Alberta. That's all well and good. But for us, it's more about playing a good, hard playoff-style game and try to get 2 points.
The practicality of it is kind of, excuse me, they've got a power play that struck last night. You guys, I'm sure they respect your power play, and that too much messing around, both sides may be playing with some fire there.
Well, the messing around part, if you start messing around, you're messing around with your ability to win the game. And that's, our first and foremost, we're coming here to win the game. That's what we want to do. So you do things accordingly. And usually messing around is not in that equation.
As a coach, though, is it? I mean, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, things could go sideways on the ice if emotions get into play, right? And then all of a sudden the game plan goes out the window sometimes.
I mean, those are all things you do. That's no different than any other game, than this game. It's just you're doing what you have to do to win, and you coach to win.
So who was your big rival when you were playing? When you had some games like this?
We had some pretty good, the old Adams division there, depending on who you played, but those were all seemed like they built in the playoffs. We had the Nordiques and us had a couple good battles. Boston was always a big battle in Hartford, so. But that's the 80s. That's a different game way back then. I was a lot younger and less gray back then.
No instigator.
Huh? No instigator, yeah, exactly.
What do you want to see from Benning, who hasn't played for?
Benner went down, played 3 real strong games in Bakersfield. He's got to jump back in and play well. I mean, you look at his games early in the season, that pair was a good pair for us. So he just got to jump back in, be a real solid guy for us. Gives us a right-hander on that side that I think will help us. And he's a competitive kid. He competes hard in all situations. It's hopefully that's a boost to our lineup.
You said when you came on here in the off season that you were really looking forward to working in Canada for the first time. Is this the kind of game that really kind of gets the blood going for you?
All of it. Just the atmosphere around game day it's a fun part of it. Exactly. It's the passion of not just our fan base, but Calgary's fan base, the passion of the media, everything. It adds to the excitement of the game for both players and coaches.
Do you have to stay detached and analytical, or could you get fired up a little bit?
No, I think if you've been around the game, you get fired up for games. But that goes for every game, not just games that the media hypes more.
Dave, goes into the rationale that Smitty looks like he's getting this one, and Nico got the other 2 games.
You know what? The Smitty was playing well, but we had a plan where that last trip, the guy that played the last game before, the real late night for us, the other guy, we were going to put a fresh guy in. So that's what went into that. After that, it's Schmidt's played well before the break. Mikko's played 2 games against Calgary, and we haven't got the result we wanted, so going with Schmidt tonight.
Thanks, Tip.